welcome. Today I want to welcome you to Thinking into Results program, the elite program that I'm facilitating, which was put together by Bob Proctor and my mentor Sandy Gallagher. And it is a program that has shifted many people's life throughout many years because it's a setup, it's a process towards your success. It's a process towards your health, wealth, relationships, and towards your business. And it was a program set up for individuals and for companies also. And today I want to facilitate you the lesson number 1, and it's no wonder that the lesson number 1, it's all about goals and how to set goals in our life, and why is it so crucial for us to understand where are we going, which is the direction that you want to go. And what are those 3 types of goals that Bob always spoke about are the A-type goal, which is something that you know how to do. Yeah, it's something that you already have done better. Because one of his clients wanted to buy a Pontiac, a car, a brand new car. And when Bob asked him, so what car do you have right now? He said, well, I have a Pontiac from, 12 years or something like that. And he said, well, that's no growth attached to that goal. And actually, you know how to do it. That's not a goal that you should go after when choosing your goals. The B-type goal, when he was talking about the B-type goals, he always referred to something that you think you know how to do. Because if you are a company or you own a company and you want to take your company to the next level or to increase your income, then you might make a strategy, you might do a planning, you might take some trainings, sales trainings, and you might even grow your sales. But there is no inspiration in this goal. So the A-type goal is something that you know how to do. The B-type goal is something that you think you know how to do. And the C-type goal is the one that he referred to as a fantasy, as something that it scares you and it frightens you at the same time. Something that you have never done before, and something that is going to draw out something out of you that you have never thought that it was there. So when we are speaking about the goals, it is very important to understand that we are talking about fantasy, about something out of the normal, something that you don't even realize how you're going to do, something that is so amazing and so scaring and frightening at the same time. Well, that should be your goal. That should be something that you want to go after. Because when we build up this fantasy, when you take that fantasy and move from the fantasy into a theory, you need to ask yourself, am I willing and am I able to do? And when you ask yourself if I'm able, well, when you understand who you are and when you understand that your spiritual DNA is perfect and you have great potential within you, and you understand your mental capacities, you understand how your mind works, and you understand that you are a spiritual being and your spiritual DNA is perfect, then you will tell, yes, I am able to do it. When you are answering that question, then that fantasy becomes a theory. Yes? So when choosing a C-type goal, you have to know if you are willing to do it and if you are able to do it. So we saw that you are able to do that thing, but are you willing to pay the price? This is what my mentor also asked me. Are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to do something that you have never done before? because that is where we are going after. Yes. So we need to set for ourselves a goal that is so high, so big, so exhilarating, and it scares us at the same time, and it frightens us. But when you feel deep inside of you that you want that thing, you want that type of goal, then that is what you should go after, because there is where growth is. There is where you can grow, and there is where you can bring that something out of you that you have never thought it was there. So from a fantasy, it will become a theory, and from the theory, it will become a fact. When you are willing to pay the price, when you are deciding that you are going to do that, no matter what, then it means that you can create that C-type goal as a fact. So, because individuals without goal, they are lost in life. They don't know where they are heading. They don't know how they are going to do things. They are just surviving, as Bob Proctor said it. Yes. So we need to have a goal. We need to have something that gives us that motivation each and every day to jump out of bed and say, yes, today I'm going to take 5 steps towards my goal, because I know what is the first step. You don't have to know the how. You don't have to know that how you're going to do that goal, because if you know the how, then it's not the correct goal, then it's not a goal big enough. All you have to know is what is the first step. What is the first step you can take towards that goal? Yes. So this is when Bob spoke about goals. This is something that might inspire you to do and start to think, as we may think of a magic wand. If I'm going to ask you, or as he spoke in The Secret, just think that the fairy tale pops up, and think about 3 things that you would like to have. Try to write them down. What are those 3 things? And what are you doing? You are fantasizing. You are using your fantasy. You are using your imagination. Yeah? And imagination, by the way, imagination is one of your mental capacities. We have 6 mental capacities, and we are going to see in lesson 3 and 4 that you need to use to tap into your imagination and see what is it exactly that you want. What is it exactly that you thought you can never do, you can never create in your life. But because our limiting beliefs, because our limiting thoughts, before giving it any thought, we reject to think of what we are capable to do. And as we are here on 3 planes, you are here on a physical plane, on a spiritual, and on an intellectual plane. So we live here on 3 planes. Yeah? And when you understand actually that your imagination is something that you need to use, and actually we are using it each and every day, but we think we are using it on a wrong side of the coin. We are using it in a bad way. We don't know that we create with our imagination. Imagination is the key to manifestation. So most of us do not know that you have to use your imagination in your favor. You have to go there. And one of Bob's mentor asked him, okay, so tell me please, what does your refrigerator looks like? And he was shocked. Why would this guy ask me what does my refrigerator looks like? Is it red? Is it 2 doors? Is it 1 door? So describe it, because what he wanted to point out to Bob Proctor back at that time is that we think in images. When I'm asking you to describe the car that you have, then you might say, okay, so my car has 4 doors, has leather seats, has, I don't know, it's on the outside is gray. And so whenever we are talking about something, we are describing it. We are describing it exactly as it is. And what do? With our mental capacity, we go there. With our mental capacity, we imagine that thing. And that is what happens most of the time. How many times have you seen, for example, that you're talking to somebody and that somebody is on the phone? What means that it's really rude to do that, but you might have come through that situation that you're talking to somebody and that somebody is just on his phone. Yeah, and what it means that he is physically there, but mentally he is here, or he's doing his own stuff. Mentally he is somewhere else. And that's why it is so crucial for us to understand that if we are on a spiritual, physical and mental plane in here, then you can tap with your imagination into where you would like to go. Create for yourself a mental image of what is that image and what is it exactly that you would like to have in your life, and go there. Even if you're physically here, but you can go there mentally. And that is why we've been given this capacity to use it. And we need to understand that we need to tap into that imaginary world, that thing, because everything around you was created in somebody's imagination first. So there are two stages of creating things. One, it is created in somebody's imagination in the spiritual, and then it's created in the 3D world. Yeah? So we are tapping into this imagination, and what we are doing is we emphasizing it, we visualize. We want to create for ourselves the future that we would like to have. Because if you're not using it, if you're not using your imagination, or you're thinking the thing that you don't want, you are still going to create those things. So see how important it is to understand that we have a connection, that we are spiritual, and we are bringing from the non-physical, from the spiritual realm, we are bringing and tapping into with our imagination into that realm, and we are bringing it into reality. So Bob always used to say that creation is finished. So everything is already here. Everything was created. Nothing is created or destroyed. Everything is already here. So internet was always here, but we never knew how to bring it to until somebody came and became conscious on how to create that. Or the mobile phones were always here, but then somebody tapped into that consciousness and discovered it. Yeah, discovered it and created it. So we need to understand that everything is already here. We need to tap with our imagination. We need to become aware of that idea, of that image that we want to create in our 3D reality. So that's why we need to use our imagination first, because everything is created first in somebody's imagination. If I'm talking about a cup, everything is created in somebody's imagination, everything around you. Yeah? So first it's created in that spiritual, in that non-physical realm, and then it is created into the 3D world. So if we know all this, then why don't we start to fantasize, start to think of what is it exactly that you want. Start to imagine it, start to go there with your imagination in the morning, in the evening, and start to create that clear image. And this is where the importance of setting of goals kicks in, I should say. Yeah, because we have, in the process of creating the goals that we want in life, we need to set for ourselves a goal, and we need to sit down to write that down. Yeah, it looks something like this. Yes, how to write out the goal. We need to write out the goal. And what we do in thinking into results is we have a sheet. We also have a set of questions and a set of worksheets where we can work on our beliefs and on our goals. But a major idea is for us to understand that we need to set a goal. And Bob always spoke about two types of goals. You can set for yourself a financial goal and a personal goal. Yes? And always try to write out in the present tense. I'm so happy because the universe doesn't know. If you're writing it in the future, that means it's never going to happen. So when you are writing out your goal, it means that you are going to write, I'm so happy and grateful now. And what is it exactly that you want? Think of and be specific. We need to understand that we need to be really specific, because if we are not specific, it's just like sending the letters of the alphabet to the universe, but not creating the message. It's just like just sending all the letters, but not creating the message. What is your message to the universe? What is it that you would like to see? What is it in that non-physical, in your spiritual world, that you would like to create in reality? So you wouldn't have to be really specific. For example, I'm so happy and grateful now that I am a very good mother, that I am in an excellent relationship. I live with my soulmate. I am so happy and grateful now that I'm healthy. So, and be always specific. What is it exactly that you want? Yes. On the other hand, on your financial goals, we have seen so many times that people are speaking about financial goals, but they always say, okay, I want to be financially free. What does that mean, to become financially free? How much do you want? Well, tomorrow you're going to find 5 pennies on the ground, and there you've got more money. What is it that more? Yeah? And there is a law of relativity which speaks that everything in life is relative. So it might be that you're thinking that you want to go to Thailand, just an example, and it costs 3,000 euro. Somebody might say, oh, it's really expensive. And the other person might say, oh, it's not that expensive. It's quite good. It's a good price. Or I might tell you that thinking into result might cost you $14,000, and you say, wow, that's really expensive. Or other people would tell, no, that's not expensive. For a personal development program, which can bring you double, triple, 10 times more, when you put in the work, when you create, and when you apply this material, then it's not that much. Then it's definitely it's not much. So everything in life is relative, if it's good or bad, if it's expensive or cheap. Yes, so with the law of relativity, there is no financial freedom, or there is not much, or there is not a few. But you need to be specific with what is it that you want. You need to be specific, and Bob always taught us to point out exact the amount that you would like to have. Yeah, it's 10K, it's 20K, it's 30K. What you go there with your imagination and see the amount of money and write it out. So you need to have to be specific. And when you start to grow, and you will see later on, when you start to understand that you start to work on your paradigms, you start to work on your belief system, you start to work on the limitations that you have within your programming, within yourself. And when you start to apply this material, how amazing it can be. When you work towards something, you understand how you can apply it, and you start to work with a C-type goal. Because then you will be enthusiastic each and every day to work, to do. What can you do more? Today, you are enthusiastic each and every day. So we need to have a C-type goal. We need to understand that because the C-type goal is somewhere where you will grow. You will do. And this is what the difference between successful and people who are not successful, the difference is. They make a committed decision to make and to do whatever it takes in order to achieve that goal. And the challenges that might come across you, they are just challenges that we face. They are just challenges that we want to face whenever we want to grow. And that's why you're going to grow. And in the first lesson, Bob was giving 2 examples from back at the beginning of the 19th century, and he was speaking about Edmund Hillary, who was the first man to reach the top of the mountain Everest. And imagine that everybody has told him, you cannot do it, it's impossible to do it. Everybody has died who has tried to climb the Mount Everest. But when you have that unstoppable desire to go for what you want in life, nothing can stop you. That was the first example that he was speaking about. And the second example was the Wright brothers. The Wright brothers who has brought to the humanity the possibility to fly. There were these 2 brothers who had a dream, had a vision in their mind to create something, to be able to fly. And everybody told them, it's impossible, are you kidding me? You must be joking. How will you fly? Nobody has flown before. Could you do that? And when they have created the first plane, the first plane, which was back at that time, and they managed to stay up in the air for 14 seconds. Everybody was ridiculizing them and telling, oh, they didn't stand up in the air. That was too short. But they were enthusiastic, and they were shocked, and they were amazed, and imagine how would you feel when you achieve that goal. And there are plenty of people around you who might achieve these goals, but you don't give that much attention, and you think because your limiting beliefs are telling you you cannot do it, you're not that lucky, you were not born in America, you cannot do it. That was always my belief. If I wasn't born in America, I cannot do something, I cannot achieve something because, well, he or she is lucky, or she was born in a good family. No, it all starts with a vision. It all starts with a fantasy in your mind. What is the fantasy? Where do you want to achieve? Have you set for yourself a goal, and have you understood now the importance of setting goals, and not to set something that you know how to do or you think you know how to do, but you need to set a goal, a C-type goal that will bring you out of your comfort zone, will bring you out your potential, your growth, because that is what, it's not about the car, it's not about $1 billion, it's the person who you're becoming throughout that process. To achieve a goal, it's all around the growth. But if you are setting an A-type goal or a B-type goal, there is no inspiration in that. There is no growth attached to that. So this is the importance in setting goals. And beside that, you know what your goal is. Beside that, you need to have it everywhere. You need to, what I do is that I'm setting myself and I'm writing each and every day out that goal. I'm writing it out morning, evening. Anytime I can do it, I am repeating to myself. I am reprogramming my subconscious mind towards achieving and towards, of course, you need to take action. If you're not taking action, then you can definitely, Edmund Hillary had to try many times until he reached the top of Everest, yeah? The Wright brothers might have tried many times until they stood up in the air. So you need to take action also, but you have to have a direction in your life. And that's what Bob Proctor has taught us. And I want you to have also to try to choose yourself a goal, to try to have a vision, to try to have a fantasy in your life, something that you have never thought it was possible for you. And if you are going to follow me on the next 12 lessons, then you will understand that there are beliefs that you can work on yourself. There are strategies. There are possibilities for everybody to reach something in life. But it all comes down to having an open mind, accepting that the possibilities are right in front of you. But the first and foremost, first thing to understand is that we need to have a vision, and from that vision to create ourselves a C-type goal, which scares you, frightens you at the same time. It is something you don't know how you're going to achieve it. But when you make that committed decision, the universe will conspire to send you the people, the money, the possibilities. And then also to work on our faith, on believing that everything is possible that we want to achieve in life. So this was a tiny little explanation on lesson 1 from Thinking into Results. If you have enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you have any question, let me know right below in the comments. And I want you to welcome you to the second lesson, where you're going to take some really important ideas on your mind. What is it that we are saying but we are not doing? A really, really life-changing lesson also. Don't forget to start to work on your C-type goal. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.